Oh, what? What? Is anybody here? Hello? Good morning. Hey, Jane. Jane is here. How are you? How are you this morning? We have a, hey, Leslie Lawrence. Jane, I caught you. I know. I don't really have a set schedule of when I get on here anymore. We have a very vocal cat. What's going on, everybody? Good. Good morning, Susan. How are you? How are you? Hi, Tanya Jackson. Ooh, you have a Disneyland picture, Disney World, or whichever one. I can never get Disneyland or Disney World. So I'm going to turn my camera around, or my laptop around, and see if y'all can see. Whoop. Do you see? Do you see little Krabby? Look at her. She's mad. Come on, Rowena. What? What? Uh-oh, here she comes. She's terrible. She's like, I want to leave now. Although we've been here all morning. We're tired. Let's see. Hey. Stinky. Stinky girl. Look at the baby. Hey, are you giving me the side eye? I think she's giving me the side eye. She's giving me the wonky eye, y'all. She's like, anyways, good morning. Good morning, Wendy. How are you? Oh, look at your fun photo. Girl, I could probably use a beer right now. I'm just tired. Tired today. Good morning, Karen. How are you? You're up early. What time is it? Your time. You are up really early. Hi, Kate. Good morning. And Rowena, did you see her? She's such a stinker. She's like, hey, Kathy, how are you? Look at your fun photo. You've got somebody in the background giving the, I love that. That's awesome. Hey, Lillian. I know I've been up this morning. Jack texted me at 5, which I get up at 5 anyways, but Eddie hadn't gotten up. Usually he gets up at 4:30. And so usually my day is he gets up at 4:30 and he gets a shower, which I wake up when he gets up, but I don't generally get out of bed till 5 because I can hear him coming out of the bathroom and I kind of want to have a morning coffee with him. So I get up. Somebody's texting me. Eddie. Oh, he's texting me a picture. He's outside. He's texted me a picture of batteries because it's for my metal detector because today we're going to go hiking. I like to take my metal detector and I'm like, oh, Eddie. Then he digs down. Anyways, so Eddie didn't get up, but Jack texts me at 5. But what I normally do is I get up or I wake up and I lay there and then I'm like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and I get out of bed. So I make myself get out of bed after I hit that 1. After I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I start my day and then I walk, I meditate, I journal, I do yoga. Like right now I'm doing yoga with Adrienne, which I've always done yoga with Adrienne, and I'm actually a member of her private group. That's not Facebook, but it's her private coaching. And so she has this thing called, it's a breathe class. And so I think it's open to everybody. So you can YouTube her. So I got that. This is called Ember. Does anybody have an Ember mug? So Austin for Christmas got me an Ember mug. And so it has like a little coaster, but it doesn't have to be on the coaster. So it is the little light. is heating. So it keeps it at a temperature. So my hot temperature that I like to be, my coffee is 142. So that's where I'm at. So anyway, so this morning Jack texted me. He is out of town with basketball. So they were in Dallas and now they're in Wichita. They played Wichita today, Wichita State. And so he texted me at 5 and he's like, make sure that I'm up at 10. And I'm like, well, why are you up at 5? And then he's like, because he just, sometimes I guess he just doesn't sleep well on the road. So anyways, let's see what else. Good morning, Lillian. How are you? I hope you're well. You have a smiley face on your profile picture. Hey, Joe, look at her dunking, girl. You got, yeah, you, after my own heart. Let's see. Oh, Sissy. Are you going to Florida soon? Did I hear you're going to Florida soon? Good morning. Kathy said that that's her daughter. Now, is it Nevia and it's heaven spelled backwards? Is that? Now, look at this, guys. So this is her daughter in the background, which I love. So is that heaven spelled backwards? Is that how you got the name? So, yeah, things that make you go, I love that. Hey, Denise Bosma. So, y'all, Denise and her cute little husband there are friends of ours. We met through our boys and through sports and lacrosse. And I don't have a personal profile page. I mean, I have one that is on Facebook because in order to have this page, you have to have a personal page, but I don't use it. So I don't have any friends. I guess I do have friends. So see, my little ember says, it's an app, and it says, your perfect temperature of 140 has been reached. Enjoy. Meaning my coffee. So Austin had gotten me this ember mug because he knows I'm such a crazy coffee person. But anyways, my mother, which Sherry Johnson, my cousin Sissy, is a friend on my personal page because my mama gets on my personal pages and talks to her people. So I said, Mom, you need your own Facebook page. I even sent my niece to my parents' house to start her a Facebook page, and my mom refused. So anyways, I love seeing you, Denise Bosma. Every time I pass GE up in Sharonville, I always think of your husband, by the way. Good morning, Kim. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I came up on our picture when we were in Tennessee together a couple of years ago. I actually was supposed to be doing an event in February in Detroit, Michigan, with authors where you have a table that you can pay to sit at my table, and they just canceled it. So it's not going to, well, obviously I figured I've not been promoting it because I'm like, oh, you know, they're probably going to cancel it. They're probably not going to have it. And so she ended up canceling it, and now it's going to be April 2022. So anyways, it's good seeing you. Hey, Donna, how are you from California? It's early there, isn't it? What time is it? It is 10 o'clock here. So was it like 8 or 7? Good morning, Sue Sullivan. How are ya? My friend Karen Alsop, who's also in Cincinnati, girl. She's having a nice glass of McDonald's iced tea. Yeah, I got on here just to chit chat. I'm not on here for no reason other than to chit chat. So what y'all want to talk about here this morning? And so Kathy did say her daughters, Navia. See, it's the accent, Kathy. So, anyways, and Sherry is from Texas. And good morning, Ron, Leslie. Is this Leslie? We have a shared account. Good morning from South Carolina. We love South Carolina. Hello, Linda. How are you? And Donna says that it's 7 o'clock there. So yeah, it's pretty early there. anyways, so today we are going to, I'm going to be here working. And then we're going to be here all day. So that's why I brought Rowena. So she has been a stinker this morning. And so I've got some cute little pictures of her. So, Sissy said that she's going to Florida next Friday. Sure, I'll go. She said, you want to go? Nope, I can't go. I wish I could. And so anyway, so I'm cooking up here tonight because you have a stove. And so Rowena will be here all day today. I've not been bringing her because she just is I don't know. Sometimes I think she gets nervous or, but this morning, I just figure sometimes she needs a break from Moo Moo. So anyway, so Moo Moo, who I have been informed I spell his name wrong. It is M-U-M-U. I said, well, it sounds like to me like a cow. M-O-O. So anyways, so today, Mr. Moo Moo was trying to eat out of Rowena's bowl. Right, Rowena? And Rowena has a automatic feeder. Hey, girl. Hi, honey. Say hi. Say hi to the people. So anyways, so she has an automatic feeder. So he bats at it. And today she attacked him when he was trying to bat at it. So she ran him up the stairs. And he comes back for more. So, yeah, I don't know about him. Anyway, so anybody doing anything fun this weekend? Any fun stuff? Kate, she misses Moo Moo. No, she don't. And so when I got Rowena, the league told me that she's like a one cat person. And so I knew that. So when we were moving in with my sister, I kind of got worried. And I'm like, is this going to go okay? Is it not going to go okay? So I just threw her in trial by fire and said, you know what? She's just going to have to go with it. So that happened. And so she tolerates him. Tolerates him a little bit. So Sissy said that she misses Granny, who Granny is Sissy's aunt. And yes, she does. Sissy's picture, her profile picture, this is a fun time to say that. That's my Aunt Dorothy. And so my Aunt Dorothy is modeled after Dottie from the Camper books. Is modeled after my Aunt Dorothy. So that's a picture of my Aunt Dorothy for y'all that know my Camper books. I was telling them the other night I had a live for my release, and I was telling them how Dorothy and you, because y'all are older than me, used to give me a bag to go snipe hunting so I'd get out of your hair. And another thing is, I'm going to tell this story, Sissy. So Sissy is older than I am, but she's my cousin. And my mama and my dad were going away on Christmas Eve. And I didn't like to be away from my mom. No, it was New Year's Eve. And I didn't like to be away from my mama and daddy. So my mom got me the DVD. We rented the DVD Thriller. And she got me McDonald's Happy Meal. This is back in the 80s and early 80s. So I knew something was wrong because first off, she rented me Thriller. And secondly, she got me McDonald's. So that right there was like a double whammy. So I'm like, what's going on? And Mom goes, well, your dad and I are going to go to the Continental Inn. I don't even think it's even open anymore in Lexington. So we're going to go to the Continental Inn and Sissy's going to babysit you. And Tracy's going to have a couple of friends over. And I said, well, that ain't going to happen. That certainly ain't going to happen. So it did. And Sissy let Tracy have boys over. Well, first off, Sissy said, Tanya, we're going to go drive around McDonald's and all this stuff. I don't know how that transpired, but so they took me to my granny's, and I was crying because I wanted my mom and my dad, and I didn't like being away from them. So I was crying, and so I was so upset that my granny had called McDonald's and the Pizza Hut, because you would drive down Nicholasville Road or Nicholasville, the main street, and then you turn around at the McDonald's, and then we'd cruise town. So they'd cruise town, and they would turn around McDonald's, go all the way downtown to the Hardee's, turn around the Hardee's, go all the way downtown, go back to McDonald's. And McDonald's and Pizza Hut was by there. And so somehow my granny found them and called and made my cousin Sissy come pick me up. So Sissy told Tracy, well, just have your friends over to your house. And I'm like, nuh-uh. Mom and Dad said that you can only have a couple of friends over. And Sissy was changing the rules. So Sissy, I got sick to my stomach because I was so upset. And she said, I don't care if I had to take you to the emergency room and drop you off. I'm not telling Tracy's friends to leave. I could be up at the Continental Inn having me a good time with your mama and your daddy, but I'm stuck here. So I somehow passed out from being sick to my stomach. And I woke up and I heard boy voices. And my mama said, no boys. So I heard these boy voices, and I jumped up out of my bed and I ran down the hall, and I'm screaming, no boys. Mom said, no boys. I'm calling my mom. So I called the Continental Inn, and I had them page my mama. And I said, Sissy is having boys over, allowing Tracy to have boys over, blah, 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 blah. And so Mom, of course, didn't care. And I guess I passed out again. But years later, I grew up, and I saw, like, I was not an adult, but I was like a senior in high school, and I was at a party. And one of those guys says, oh, I remember you a few years back when you were kind of like crazy when we were at your house for New Year's, and you came running down the hall screaming. So that was kind of embarrassing. But yeah, Sissy, not a good babysitter. Maybe she's a good babysitter. I don't know. Anyways, that's a funny story about me and Sissy. But I love her. And I finally moved away from home. So Tanya is scrapbooking, doing laundry and cooking. Oh, I used to do a lot of scrapbooking, but I don't do that anymore. Yeah. Linda took her mom to get her first vaccine. Awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. Ooh, now I'm going to mess up this name. I'm going to mess it up bad. Is it Antia? Antia? She's supposed to be walking, but it's freezing outside. So I'm trying to get motivated. Oh, well, so this morning at 6:30, I walk every morning at 6:30. And it's pretty dark out. And I get up. I do my mother meditator and all that kind of stuff. And then I go upstairs and I put my vest on, or I put my coat on. I put on my hat. And I put on my gloves, and I have a reflector vest that I put on, and I get out and I walk. And I think today I've already done. So I walked this morning, and I've already done. Whoop! Oh, hold on. Siri is like, what? Oh, I've already done 7,633 steps. So I usually do about 5,000 in the morning when I walk. So get out there. It feels good. Get that wonderful. Let's pump her up. All right. She's getting motivated. Get out there and let that fresh air get you. And also it keeps you healthy. Got to keep healthy. So get out there. Get that done. Let's see. Sissy said that I called. So the story I just told you, Sissy, she said you called them 100 times, which I did call my parents 100 times. And by that time, she needed a whiskey. I could see you sitting up there right now, swinging your feet on mom and dad's countertop, talking to me dirty. You talk to me like a dog. So it is, but I love you too. Jane said that she also used to cruise in didn't rock for at McDonald's in the 70s. Yeah. And they still, I mean, I cruised a lot when I was 16, but I don't think they do that now. I don't think that's happening. That's right, Tanya. That's the little town way of doing things, and it's still a little town. And Karen said that she used to do that, and Sissy said she's dying because I'm telling that story. Oh my God. Sissy, I tell them all sorts of stories. All sorts of stories about us. And it's so funny because people always say, when you write, is any of that like true to life? Yeah, so true to life. That's all I know. And somebody's like, oh, you should never write what you know. I'm like, that's all I do is write what I know, because I never set out to be a writer. I'm not a writer. I'm a storyteller. That is the difference between me and these big time author people. I'm a storyteller. Sue Sullivan said she just finished reading the last Camper book and loved it. I did a good job writing it. That was a difficult book to write, Sue. Thank you, though. Let's see. Is anything else going on? Let's see. Tanya said she is staying warm under a fleece blanket. Sounds like more fun. So, yeah, I am under my blanket. This is another story. This blanket was from me when I went and traveled Mexico for a few months. That's another fun story I'll have to tell eventually. Oh, so yeah, she said that her problem is that her blanket is so comfy. I know. I hear you. So, anyways, yeah, so my fun story, well, I didn't finish that story, did I? So, yeah, so also Sissy, my cousin that did that to me on New Year's. So one of my sister's friends, Lynn, who they're still friends today, she was trying to get the boys in the house, and my parents had a garage door and electric garage door. She broke it, and it fell on my mama's car. And I called my mama on that too. There's so much to that night. But the bad part is that years later, I was hanging out with these guys and they thought I was a wackadoo, which I'm still a wackadoo. Anyways, Leslie said that she did that in Iowa. One time my friends had to drop me off early because I had a strict curfew. There was a car of cute guys following. I tripped and fell down the crossing the street. So embarrassing. Yeah. So, yeah. So another Kate said I was a tattletale. I was a tattletale. But, yeah. So another funny story about Nicholasville is, so there was a guy that's he's an actor now from our area, and I'm going to save him from telling his name. And so he was a good friend of mine, and he and his friends were at a very swanky private school in Lexington. So they weren't from Nicholasville, but my ex-boyfriend at the time was super jealous and everybody in Nicholasville hated that my group of friends were hanging out with boys from Lexington and this particular school. And they were what I would call on the wrong side of the tracks, slumming with the Nicholasville girls. And their high school was so swanky that you went to prom with them, because I went to prom with one of them, and their parents went to prom with you. So it wasn't like, you went to prom by yourselves. So when so this guy, well, actually, he was like, I'm like, so are you not going to go to college? Well, here's the story. So how we met them is I had gone on spring break, and the rule with my girlfriends, and that was another thing. Like my mom said, you can't go on spring break unless you have a chaperone. So my girlfriend, Jody, had her sister, and her sister was like a few years older than us. And so we're like, hey, do you think your sister would chaperone us? And my mom's like, okay, she can chaperone. So her sister went with us and won the wet t-shirt contest. We had the most fun. So anyway, so we met these boys. So the rule was, we aren't going to tell you where we're from, and you don't tell us where I'm from. So what happened was that Uh-oh. Am I still on, or did I lose you? Am I still on, or did I lose you? Are you still here? So anyways, what happened, are we still on? Are we still live? I don't know. So anyways, what happened is that, so at the end of our trip to Daytona Beach, in the 80s, finally they said, oh, where are you from? And I said, oh, we're from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Where are you from? And their faces dropped. They're like, well, we're from Lexington. And so their high school was a basketball rivalry, and our basketball team was a high school rivalry. And so, so it was kind of a big deal that I ended up hanging out with these guys our senior year, and just kind of dropped the people in Nicholasville. So this guy's father was a congressman for the state of Kentucky. And so they were kind of a big deal. So I went to prom with one of them, and then my other girlfriend went to prom with another one. And this guy now is an actor, and so you would know him, and I don't want to mention it, but so my ex-boyfriend, we had our prom at Rep Arena in Lexington. So my ex-boyfriend hid with his friends outside Rep Arena waiting for us to get in and out of Rep Arena, which Rep Arena is pretty big. So then we ended up having to have a police escort back to Nicholasville. Then another time we were coming home from a place, and I had to, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to get these guys in my garage because we were being followed another time by my ex-boyfriend and his friends. And so this, at the time, they didn't have a cell phone, but they had one of those car phones in their car because they were fancy and rich and we were poor. So I called my parents. I'm like, you've got to open the garage door because we're being followed again and we've got to come in the house. So we get out of the car, we take off running. The carload of these Nicholasville boys take off running. Like, there's tons of Nicholasville boys because they're going to kick their hiney for being in Nicholasville. And so I had a trampoline also as well. And so we make it into the house, and my dad's like, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, so-and-so's lost his mind and da-da-da. And he's done it again. You know, they're following us. And so all of a sudden we see these heads popping up from the trampoline in my parents' windows trying to see the house. And so my dad, oh my gosh. So of course my dad did get a phone call from the congressman. So then the guys, we kind of hung out that summer, and we were seniors. And so I said, what are you going to do with your life? And the one said, well, I think I'm going to go to New York and be an actor. And I went, good luck with that, loser. He's an actor. He's been in several shows and several movies. So I guess I ate my words on that one. So isn't that hilarious? So good. Kathy Moore, she is also from Nicholasville. So we're Nicholasville rednecks. I love my rednecks. So yeah, so I know it's so funny. All my goofy stories. So I got plenty of those stories. And that's why I'm a storyteller and not a writer. But yeah, so Tanya asked about the mug. So my son Austin got me this mug for Christmas. It's called Ember. And so I keep it on the coaster, but you don't have to put it on the coaster because it just charges the mug. So yeah, ember.com, I guess. So then you specialize it to you. So yeah, so anyway, so Kathy said she was married. Redneck. Oh, Kathy, I love it. Love it. It's so fun. I mean, all those Nicholasville stories are hilarious. Who knew that I'd be using them in books all these years later, right? So anyways, you guys, I guess I got to get going. I don't know what Rowena is looking at. But anyways, Sissy said, ha ha, LOL. I know you guys know each other from the courthouse. So anyways, guys, I hope y'all are doing well. I thought I would just jump on since it's been a hot minute. Y'all are cracking me up. Anyways, happy Saturday, Leslie. I hope you have a great day. I'm editing a book today. And I'm editing the next Frothy Foul Play. So if you guys have not caught up with that series yet, I suggest that you do. A lot of people have been asking about the 16th book in the coffee series or the camper series. I did have to push that back because I'm not finished with editing it. So it's been pushed back for another month. I just don't know yet what it is. I hope everybody also has a great weekend. We are up here on the property. Eddie works himself silly up here during the weekend. And then tomorrow, we are hoping to, hey, Jill. My other cousin joined us from beautiful Florida. Hey, Jill. So anyways, tomorrow we are actually going on a hike somewhere other than our property. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to jump on here and say good morning because it's been a while. And I hope everybody has a good day. We'll look at Rowena one more time. See her, Rowena. Hey, girl. Ro, look at her. She's like, nope. So anyways, I've got some fun pictures of Rowena coming up from this morning. And I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend.